Welcome, everybody, to ProBots. Welcome to ESChamp. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. The bottom half of the round of 16. This is day 2 of ProBots, again, here on ESChamp. And we'll be joined by Ketrok very shortly here. But before that, make sure you check out our community. We have an awesome forum set up. You can join that forum to get updates as to what is going on here at ESChamp. All the updates on ProBots. You can ask questions, start conversations. It's a great place to hang out. Be sure to check out our Crown Club membership as well. That is the best way to support ESChamp and future seasons of ProBots. You can get all of that in the chat there. And behind the scenes content will also be available to you now. We have some cool stuff set up in the Discord for our Crown Club members. So again, definitely check that out. YouTube is our new platform. So thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully the transition is going smoothly. Be sure to hit the like button, as that really helps out our visibility on YouTube. And it gets more people hopefully coming in to join us and watch ProBots and get hyped about it, because this is some cool stuff going on. You get some cool membership benefits from YouTube as well. So definitely check that out. And without further ado, we're going to introduce our co-caster, Ketrok. He is former, he was here last season casting, and now he's a bot author. So how's that working out for you?
Yeah, I was jealous of all the other bot authors last year. I didn't quite get mine ready in time, but yeah, this season I'm ready to go. I'm in there.
Yeah, doing good too. I really like the build. So what inspired the planetary fortresses?
Oh, that's just me. I don't make orbitals ever, so.
Hey, it worked out. Definitely bought some time in some of the game. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I think it's the first Terran bot that we've actually seen do planetary fortresses, so that'll be awesome to see evolve. Have you thought about doing a planetary fortress rush?
Thought, yes. Coded, no. So you probably won't be able to see it this season, but maybe next season you'll see something along those lines.
All right, very cool. All right, well, we do have some awesome games lined up tonight. We'll go ahead and take a look at our bracket as soon as that pops up on the screen here. Again, this is the bottom half of the round of 16. So the first round here, this is a double elimination bracket we are doing this season as well. So a new method, new format going on. Starting off, we're going to have Jensiiibot versus WorthlessBot. That's a new bot there, WorthlessBot. So it'll be exciting to see what he's got going on. Then we've got TheHarvester versus BlinkerBot, MadAI versus OneBaseBC, ThreeWayLover versus Strelok to finish things off. OneBaseBC, another new bot. So yeah, 2 new bots in this group and a bunch of returning bots. So that's really cool to see. Yeah, let's pull up the full bracket. I like that idea. We can see here. Yep. Last week we had our first set of games. We had Micro Machine, Tier, Ketrok, and Spiny all moving on. So Ketrok, you're going to be going up against Spiny in the next round. Have you done some preparation for that? Still working on it?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress.
Okay.
I know Spiny pretty well, so I know what to expect. And unfortunately, what I'm expecting right now is to lose. So put in a lot of work this week, and we'll see what we can come up with for next season or next.
Well, I loved the interaction that your bot had with Antibot. Was any of that planned, or was it like together, or did you just kind of do it knowing that Antibot would respond, or vice versa?
Yeah, I watched some of his replays, not to pick up anything strategically, but just to write down all the different things his bot says. So I came up with some retorts to them. Unfortunately, Spiny is a more silent bot, so we won't be seeing it next week so much. But yeah, I thought I'd have some fun with the chat.
Oh, it was great fun. I love it. All right, we do have our first set of games ready. Our first best of 3. Again, this is a double elimination bracket, so we're doing best of 3s now. And it should be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and do actually real quick before we hop in the game. Big shout out to our Crown Club members. We're going to shout one out now. Old Man Toast, thank you so much for your support. Always a big contributor to the ESChamp channel here. So let's go into our first game. I'm ready. I'm so excited for this. We've got Jensiiibot versus WorthlessBot coming up. Jensi, a returning Terran player, very strong Terran bot, going up against the unknown WorthlessBot.
Jensiiibot. MK Ultras, WorthlessBot.
All right, TVZ here on Everdream. Thank you again for tuning in, everybody. This is our first best of 3 of the night. Oh, apparently Jensiiibot is using a map analyzer, so I have no idea what that is. I'm hoping you do, Ketra.
Yeah, I was speaking to Alad a little bit about this. It's something he built. I think it can only be used with Python bots, but it kind of like maps out the map into different regions. Anytime there's a choke point or a section that changes from high ground to low ground, that becomes like a set region. So, yeah,
So
you
it'll
can use that for
dictate
a
the
whole bunch of
behavior?
different things. Like map out your main base, and that way you know if an enemy unit's ever in your main base, sort of idea.
Oh, okay, I see. And yeah, I believe both these bots are in Python. Yes, they are indeed. So that's kind of cool that there's so many resources, it seems, available for new bot makers and, even old bot makers, just to make their bots so much better and smarter. I really like how the community works together on stuff like this.
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't think Alad even has a bot of his own. So I think he's just more interested in creating resources for the rest of us.
Yeah, I've seen some little bots. He did a really cool, I think that was his video, right? The carrier rush video.
No, I think that was Steve Brown.
Oh, that was Stephen Brown. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mix those two up sometimes.
That's a really
They
good video,
sound
though.
alike.
I suggest that to people who want to
That
get
is a
into
cool
coding.
video. I kind of used it actually as inspiration for my own bot. But anyway, there's no protest here. There's Terran and Zerg here. So we've got
And there's a whole bunch of Zerglings coming. This is a one-base rush with gas behind it, so I could be followed up with roaches or Zergling speed. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, Jensi did scout it. He scouted that there was no hatchery, so I think he's probably preparing it. Here's a bunker now. We'll see how he's able to hold this.
Yeah, it should be
Let's
all right.
have a
There's
wall off for a couple Marines.
Yeah, I'm not too worried for him. Sticking on the one base for now too. I'd love to see a roach follow up, but we'll see. Yeah, what happens here? Because yeah, we don't.
There's
The
one
only
supply depot that's not getting. Look at there. Now it's getting repaired.
Oh, okay. Scary stuff. Yeah, we have no information on WorthlessBot other than his special trait is go fast, and his weakness is not so smart. So we might just see a Zergling flood until one of the 2 bots dies.
Yeah, he's living up to that description. He does have very fast lings, and it doesn't look like there's any smarts beyond that at this moment.
Try to chip through the wall. Hey, we've seen that out of bots before. It can work. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a good build. This can catch like a standard Terran opener that builds the command center on the low ground, so you can get a command center cancel. I think the fact that Jensi scouted it, though, allowed him to just create the right response.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful response. Look at that bunker. Nothing is going to break through there. So, yeah, WorthlessBot looks like it might just die. Is it even going to... I don't think it's even going to saturate in the natural. Just using that for larva at this point.
Yeah. I mean, now keep in mind that only the top 16 bots qualify for this tournament, so there's no way the WorthlessBot... Like, I don't know much about this bot, but there's no way it's just a Zergling Rush bot. It must have more tricks up its sleeve.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this particular strategy just looks like it's trying to catch your opponent off guard with a whole bunch of early lings.
Not going to happen on Jensiibot's watch. I could definitely see it happening to some other bots. I think AnnieBot says it's weak to early pressure. There's a couple bots that claim to be weak to early pressure. So.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely get damage done against my bot, that's for sure. I would not be ready for a 12 pool.
Would it deny the natural, you think, or would it just...
It would deny the natural, or maybe it would force me to
main?
float the natural away. Depends if I finish it or not.
Okay. So apparently WorthlessBot was inspired by Bits of Code. We were just talking about that. Really cool series that you can go watch on YouTube done by Stephen Brown to learn how to make a bot. So yeah, we're seeing a little bit of influence from that somewhere, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got to go watch the rest of those series. My girlfriend and I are working on making a bot. She needs to learn Java for her job. She knows a couple other coding languages, but we figured what better way to learn than making a StarCraft bot.
Yeah, we can always use more Java developers. There's not many of us left. Our community is not so active, so it's mostly just me and one of the new bots we're going to see today, BlinkerBot, which is actually one of my favorite bots. So looking forward to that series as well.
Very cool. All right, well, man, how many lings have died? Let's play a guessing game here. I'm gonna guess 82. At the 5-minute mark.
Sent in friendly pairs of one-shots to the siege tanks there.
Yeah, there's no way they're breaking through. So Jensiiibot will just group up and eventually be able to push out. Did we see the... Can you pull up the units lost tab? Did I miss it? I want to see how many. Oh, yeah, that's right. 50 seconds. Oh, I was... When I said that, it was probably about 82.
There's no evidence.
Oh, we're about to get to 100 here. So, yeah, eventually Jensiiibot will push out and absolutely massacre WorthlessBot.
I like how Jensiiibot determines that he's under pressure at his ramp, so instead of expanding at his natural, he's actually building the command center in his base, and then he's going to float it out to expand.
Yeah, it's much safer play. Obviously, it's going to be hard to establish with Lings, even just trickling in like this. I also really like the Liberator going across, because this will now shut down the Ling Flood, which then should prompt Jensiiibot to push across, I would imagine. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Liberator Harass is really strong. I mean, even if a bot responds perfectly to it, it'll still shut down mining for quite a while. Unfortunately, WorthlessBot is not responding perfectly to it. He's going to be losing, I think, all of his drones, because he's got the entire mining line covered.
Oh, yeah, look at that. They just barely walk into the range on the right side of the hatch there. That's unfortunate. So what?
Fortunate for us, though, because I think this game is already over, so this will help speed the process.
Now, what is Jensiiibot just going to do this every single game, do you think? Or was this really just a reaction to how aggressive WorthlessBot was doing?
I would assume it's a reaction. I think if he weren't facing aggression, he would take a quicker command center and probably build it on the low ground.
Okay.
Because you don't want to fall too far behind as the Terran.
It's just awesome to me how these bots can react and make good decisions like that. How we're at that level pretty much. It's just so cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little branch you had there, you know, just wall off, get a bunker, expand in your main base. So that's going to make you really safe versus most Zerg base, one base attacks.
Yeah, for sure. He's got the harass to follow it up as well. Ooh, even a drop coming in, it looks like. A couple medevacs finishing up. So that'll be able to push across and finish off. I think WorthlessBot has stopped making things. One drone on the way.
Yeah,
but
and
that should do
that's
it.
his last 25 minerals he left, so this drone's got to do a lot of work.
Yeah, we'll probably speed up the game here, get to the end. Again, this is a best of 3, so WorthlessBot definitely has a chance to catch Jensiiibot off guard, but Jensiibot's playing crisp today. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like a very solid veteran bot, so you're not going to be able to catch him easily with this little cheesy play.
Yeah, Jensiiibot's been around for a while.
And hopefully we get to see his mid-game TVZ. It's some of the most human-looking TVZ I've ever seen.
Really?
Where he's kind of like poking with Hellions, then he's got like a couple medevacs with Marines going on the side attacks. He's like a three-way attack, attacking 3 different places at once.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
cool.
those I love the bots that can do that, attacking multiple spots just perfectly. I think Micro Machine's really Micro Machine can attack anywhere at once. It'd just be really good, but. Yeah, here we go. Wow. Death ball. And it's over. All right. Game number 2 will be coming up in just a minute, everybody. Again, while you're here, if you haven't yet checked out our community, do check out our forum. You can also become a Crown Club member. You get some cool perks now. You can also get, you can check out behind the scenes content now in our Discord. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm getting pinged.
I believe Jensiiibot qualified as like the number 3 seed. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that means he's probably facing number 14. So there could be a big disparity in skill level between these bots.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit. Mm-hmm. All right, so we've got game number 2 in soon. If we're ready, are we ready? It's all right. We're getting it coming right now, everybody. So what do you do to prepare for the next round, I guess? Do you just study your opponent? Do you just try to throw in a new build? Is there like a lot of behind the scenes like math going on and trying to figure out exactly what will counter?
Well, it's trying to build new features for your bot that you can pull off in a week, because some features take a really long time to build, but maybe you want to do something specific just for your opponent next week that can help. Optionally, you can also make a whole new strategy just for your one opponent. We've seen Spiny do that last season to be able to take out Micro Machine. But yeah, for me, it was easy because Spiny beats me in many different ways. So there's lots of things I can work on.
All right. I heard ready, but the timer says 1:30. Are we ready? Okay, so the timer is accurate. Ignore the ready person saying ready in chat. But yeah, we got a lot of people here. Hopefully, hang out. We see a few people. Oh, thank you, Sean. Very nice of you. I like this transition to YouTube personally. I think this is going to be a lot better than Twitch. So hopefully you all enjoy your stay here. Again, be sure to hit the like button if you have not. That really does help our visibility on YouTube to get more people watching these games and hyped about these bots. It is exciting stuff. Yeah, so who besides your bot, obviously, do you have any predictions as to who do you think is going to make it into the finals here? Micro Machine, obviously.
I mean, yeah, you gotta go with Micro Machine. Yeah, Jensiiibot is always a really strong pick as well. Spiny, unfortunately, is probably one of my picks to possibly make the finals as well. He qualified a little bit further down, like 5th or 6th place, but he was actually like one of the top 3 bots easily. He was just experimenting a bit near the end of the season.
Yeah, I think ThreeWayLover is going to do really well. We've seen ThreeWayLover do well in previous seasons, but I'm feeling something.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think a couple things in chat about upgrades and new things that ThreeWayLover is going to be bringing us, and definitely one of the more innovative bots.
Harvester
is the first one.
The Harvester is okay. We're going right into the game.
Oh, we're doing it. Go
there.
We'll talk about Harvester after. Yeah.
Jensiiibot. MK Ultras. WorthlessBot.
Can't be totally worthless if it made it to ProBots, the top 16 of the, again, 50+ bots on the AI ladder, which we'll talk a little bit more about the AI ladder. But what were you saying about Spiny there? I'm sorry, about Strelok?
The Harvester, actually.
Or Harvester. Jeez, that's right.
Yeah, he's someone to look out for because he is built by the author Infi. And Infi actually had the #2 qualified bot of Sharpened Edge, and he chose to bring the Harvester over Sharpened Edge. That's how much confidence he has in the Harvester. So, yeah, that's. I think he might be one of the best bots this season. We'll have to see.
That's exciting. I know it did pretty well last season as well. I believe last season was its first debut, right?
Well, last season it was a Zerg bot. This season it's Protoss, different. So I think he's completely rebuilt the bot from the ground up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, last season he was trying to kill Void Rays with Locusts. So it was a very different bot back then. Did a lot more machine learning.
Yeah, very cool. All right, Jensiiibot getting a scout off here. We are on Eternal Empire, a little bit bigger of a map than our previous one. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Zergling Flood is going to be even less effective this time around.
Yeah, it looks like we're almost seeing a mirror image of the previous game. The exact same build out of WorthlessBot, the exact same scout timing out of Jensiiibot.
Yep.
The only difference is his ramp is not going to get walled off until he builds that add-on. So, yeah, a little different, one of the RNGs of playing Terran is how the add-on is sometimes on a good side and sometimes not on a good side.
So is he going to build another Marine or build the add-on? That is the... there it goes. Oh. Okay,
yeah, but even still, I mean, that generates hit points pretty slowly. I'm not sure how many Zerglings he can get on it. If he gets 3 attacking that add-on, he'll probably be able to break in.
Yeah, there's 2 Marines out already, so they are going to be able to start chipping away at this. As long as some SCVs come repair, the depot will be fine. But yeah, it's those coupling. It looks like he just has 2 right now on it, but they're working it.
You can actually fit 5 SCVs or 5 Zerglings on that add-on if you really dig them in there.
No way.
Yeah, because they can go between the depot and the add-on. There's space in there.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
So a human player would know to scoop them in there, but unfortunately not for WorthlessBot.
No, doesn't quite get it down.
No, and now they can repair it once the add-on's complete. And with repair versus Zerglings, it's basically a invulnerable wall.
So I believe WorthlessBot will be getting knocked down to the lower bracket here unless something changes, but yeah, nothing is going to change here.
Genzi making it through without having to show any of his new tricks.
Saving it for the later
To
rounds.
get through
Yeah.
easily, Next round will be interesting. We got all these bots going 2-0 that look unbeatable, but next round they got to play each other, so someone's got to be beatable there.
Oh yeah. Now, how much do you think preparing for your next bot, essentially your next bot opponent, does that really play into how well your bot does, or is it like a pro match, almost like, okay, I'm going to prepare against TY because I know what his play style is, you know?
Yeah, maybe even more so than human play. I think bots are more likely to be predictable, I guess. It's so hard to make even one strategy play at a high level. So for a bot to have a variety of strategies and mix it up is less common, I would say.
Tier has what, 58 or 60 something builds?
Yeah,
I forget what he said last
builds
time.
just for Protoss. He's also a random bot that can play any race. So
That's crazy.
I'm not sure how many of those 60 is actually viable, but even if he has like 5 viable builds, that's
it's more
enough
than a
to
lot.
keep the other bot guessing.
Yeah. How many does your bot have, or is your bot just kind of
It has
one thing, just the one?
Yeah, it does a lot of variations based on what it's scouting and what it's seeing in the composition of the opponent, but the core of the build is it's one.
With the variations, I'd say that makes them different builds. Each little variation plays a part in the game.
I do have one secret build though, which I'll be saving for Micro Machine if I ever have to face him.
Oh, boy. I think that's a possibility, right? It'd be in the semifinals.
Yeah, if somehow I beat Spiny next week, and Micro Machine will probably win as well. I think we face each other the following week.
All right.
But you never know who's going to beat who, right? I can beat him in the losers bracket as well.
Yeah. We've seen Micro Machine lose a game or two. Not a lot, but it's possible.
And there's no way I'm the only bot who has a secret build versus Micro Machine. Everyone knows that he's the final boss that you gotta develop something special for.
For sure. All right, well, we got it sped up here, so this will wrap up very soon. Jensiiibot's going to push across and just finish off WorthlessBot. I believe the Liberator's already cleaned out the drone line for the most part. Yeah. That'll be a quick best of 3 here, so on to our next round very shortly. Again, not a lot of info on these bots. If you are a bot author and you haven't submitted bot information, please do so. You can ask Drexama in the Discord how to do that. It's awesome when we can, talk about cool little things that your bot does, for example. All right, there we go. Best of 3 done. So up next, and we, oh, never mind. I thought I forgot something. We're good. Shout out to Jensiiibot and WorthlessBot. Good series there. We'll see if WorthlessBot can do anything in the lower bracket. But up next, we've got TheHarvester versus BlinkerBot. So this is, according to Ketrock, this is going to be a good one. One of our strongest bots, potentially.
Yeah, BlinkerBot as well, actually. 4 months ago, these were 2 Protoss players you never heard of. Today, they might be the best 2 Protoss bots that we have.
Oh, wow.
They're right up there. Yeah.
Okay. So BlinkerBot, we know these bots are both in Python. Again, one of the most common languages here. Oh, that's funny. One of Harvester's rivals is Jensiiibot, interestingly enough. So they could go up against each other in the next match, potentially.
That's true.
And then, BlinkerBot, don't have a lot of information on this one either. Usually makes a lot of Blink Stalkers. Makes sense.
Yeah, I know his PVT pretty well. He does do Blink Stalkers. He likes transitioning into Sky Toss near the end.
Okay.
He involves Carriers and Tempests.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of a bot that was written really quickly and then all of a sudden just jumped up the ladder, just skyrocketed up the ladder out of nowhere. So, yeah, quite impressive.
Awesome. Well, we'll see how we can do against the Harvester, both Protoss here. Harvester's special traits include redesign. It has been redesigned, and it continues to work from the Sharpened Edge library. Or is that the one with the library? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Or
it does use Sharpened Edge, the Sharpie library. That's
Sharpie library. That's what
framework,
I'm thinking of.
I guess.
Yeah, framework. So it uses the same for its new one, the Harvester here.
Yeah, I think he even has a method of importing builds. So for instance, he saw a build in GSL and he was able to get his bot within one evening, get his bot using that same build. So yeah, it's pretty cool. That's
impressive. Well, according to him, he said, due to the redesign and author laziness, there is a severe weakness against cheese builds. Blink Stalkers that can fall in the category of cheese, right? In the realm of cheese.
BlinkerBot, I believe, does do some one-base openers. So
okay,
yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting matchup then. Even before we hop into that, Be sure to hit that like button if you have not already. Helps the visibility on YouTube. Oh, words are hard. All right, we're going to be hopping into our next best of 3. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Let's head to it now.
Dr. Infy's The Harvester. Bernie's BlinkerBot.
Okay, we are on. Oh God, I can never say this one. Simulacrum. Is that right?
I actually don't know how to pronounce it. I say simulacrum. I have no idea.
Simulacrum. I think that's right. That sounds right. Well, I looked at it's something to do with like a butterfly molting or something. Or am I thinking of a different map? I don't know.
Do not
it's
know
weird.
the word.
I'll look it up later. Anyway, we do have Infy hanging out in the chat here, so giving us hopefully a little bit of insight on his bot as we go through this match here. It is Infy's bot versus Bernie's bot. Yeah, sorry, our versus screen there didn't have our bot authors, unfortunately. We'll have that fixed up in the next match, I hope. But yeah, PvP. I'm going to see some Blink Stalkers. We'll see if Harvester can hold it off here. So does Harvester go for more economy then early on? Is that what makes it a little more susceptible?
I don't know much about the Harvester. I just assume it plays just like Sharpened Edge, which is the other bot by Infy, but that's probably not a safe assumption. But I'd assume he has multiple builds. That much I know for sure. So yeah, I'm going to be as surprised as you guys. Looks like similar expansion timings out of both of them. So we will be hitting a mid game this time.
Oh, is Blind Midget Bernie in the chat? I guess he's going to change accounts so people can recognize him. So I'm assuming it's Bernie.
Could be.
Anyway, yeah, I think Blink Stalkers are one of the, as seen obviously by Alpha Star, one of the most powerful weapons a bot can use, especially if it can control it on multiple screens at once. Now, and I'm assuming there's no cap on these bots in regards to that, right?
No. Alpha Star, they had a whole bunch of restrictions to try to make it play more human, but yeah, there's nothing that keeps bot authors from controlling 200 units individually at the same time. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that because it really doesn't. You don't want to put a ceiling on stuff like this, in my opinion. You know, you want to push it to its limit, really see what you can get out of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, and there's the Ooh, Harvester is going to match BlinkerBot with a Twilight Council of its own. Interesting.
Yeah, very similar builds out of both of them. Like Cybercore timing was a little different, but other than that, they're taking gas at the same time. They're expanding at the same time.
Yeah. Very even. A little bit of a worker
from
lead.
each.
Now, I'd love to see Harvester do so. Oh my god, BlinkerBot's doing DT Shrine. What? I guess DTs do blink. So it lives up to its name still.
Blink, that's true.
Oh, these adepts so low. Looks like
yeah,
Blinker's
final hits
gonna...
by BlinkerBot. First victory.
Yeah, decent little skirmishes going on. Harvester, did he? I think he got a couple workers there, didn't he? One or two.
I'm a little worried for the Harvester here. He does not have a robo on the way, so there is no form of detection coming up. No forge, not even an oracle, and that DT shrine is almost halfway done now.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah.
But if he waits for Blink, that actually there's the robo bay right now. It's like he heard you there.
Okay.
So maybe there's definitely a chance an observer could get out before these DTs get here, especially if again BlinkerBot waits for Blink or something like that.
Yeah.
Finish up. What are you doing, Adept?
You won't have an observer before BlinkerBot has a DT, but you could still get an observer in time to save the game, even if the DT is rushed as quickly as possible.
Oh, nice. Cancels the shade. BlinkerBot realizes that this is just free probes right now. Finally, Harvester respects it and comes back. Yeah, I saw the Adept bugging out a little bit on the low ground there. Maybe trying to figure out how to get to the high ground or something.
Yeah, it's that same issue that us human players have as well. Do you chase the shade or do you stay with the adept? Because one way or the other, you're going to be out of position.
All right. I'd love to see Blinker DTs. One of the two. Still, the shrine is done, but still no DTs have joined the playing field. Just stalkers. Okay, okay. We'll wait. I'm patient. I can wait for DTs. Because the RoboBay's done and there's still no observer either. So both bots just kind of waiting for the right moment, I guess. There's our first DT. Okay.
So bots are really good at seeing the visual indicator of a DT, in that they instantly see it. So as soon as the DT walks into range of anything, the Harvester will know it's there. So that'll at least spark him to build an observer if he hasn't already.
Yeah, I don't think so.
However, with that said, they could still get a lot of damage done. BlinkerBot is moving out across the map here with... I thought he was with his whole army, but no. Looks like something's moving across the map, though. Could be that's just that single DT. There he is, and one more behind. Yeah, this could be a lot of damage. Get something.
Oh, the observer's on the way.
Observer has started. Okay, yeah, like I said, as soon as that DT came in vision, there it is.
Actually, the DT focused on the stalkers.
Yeah, this is good news for the Harvester. Better to lose a handful of stalkers than lose all your probes.
Absolutely. Oh, come on, observer. Okay, now the probes are starting to take some hits. One DT does split off, realizes much juicier targets over this way.
He's taking the shields off of every stalker. Like, he hasn't actually finished a kill yet. And the observer's out. That was not bad. That was not too much damage.
Got a handful of workers there. 20 probes have gone down in total. I think it was 12 from the adept or so. That means this one got about 8.
8 for 2 DTs still. That's in a couple stalkers. That's not terrible.
I'd take it.
The DT, there's a big investment going into DT tech.
Yeah.
You must get damage done with that. But yeah, with the 12 worker kills of the adept, you got to put the advantage on BlinkerBot here.
Well, especially with the third base, too. Definitely give the advantage to Blinker. Some good pressure. I like that. A little DT opening keeps Harvester at home, forces Harvester, to make the observer and other stuff, as opposed to just pushing across the map with Blink Stalkers, which he's had for a long time, but just hasn't been able to do anything with yet. So
yeah, BlinkerBot is moving out, but the Harvester stayed on 3 gas and went up to like 6 or 7 gateways. So I believe this is probably going to be a timing attack for the Harvester.
He's going to need some army soon because he is down by about 15 army supply at the moment. That's a lot of zealots. Blink is going to help a little bit against that. Oh, I guess BlinkerBot doesn't want to fight here. Oh, it kind of wants to fight here.
Nice focus fire by the Harvester there, picking off the low stalkers.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay,
I think he just killed 5 stalkers without losing one of his own. That was beautiful.
Interesting choice. Now I wonder what made I guess the idea is that the stalkers can kite back home, but these ones just didn't, while the rest of the army kind of retreats back home and gets into a better position.
BlinkerBot was trying to kite them back, but just couldn't get out of range in time before he took the final hits. Nice concave here by the Harvester. This is where you can see that the bots are not limited by human actions. Able to kite the stalkers on all sides.
Oh my god, can't even get it all on screen. Yeah, this is exactly what we saw out of Alpha Star so long ago. And I think it's going to work really well. Harvester's taking that army supply lead. DT is swiping away. Where's the observer at? I don't think it is right here. There it is. It's a little north there. Okay. So the DT does still present a bit of a problem, especially as this all splits up, since there's only the one observer. That actually plays a big part in this, I think.
Denied the 4th, though. Well ahead on units. Well, actually not that far ahead on units lost. But he does have the momentum going. Harvester gets a little more damage. He's definitely back in this game. We'll have to see. Does have detection on the DT this time.
Yeah, DT's down, and with that, I think Harvester's just going to have a little bit too much of the micro, just a little bit too good. It's now 41 to 16 army supply. It is looking grim for BlinkerBot. Blink is actually about to finish finally for BlinkerBot a little bit later than I had anticipated, but better late than never.
Free base economy on 2, though. Harvester needs to push this advantage now. If he waits too long, he's going to lose his window.
See, this is a good moment. You know how we always have the discussion, when does it, when do you dive, when do you pull back? Right there is a perfect moment to just blink and kill all the stalkers with BlinkerBot. But how do you make it recognize that safely, I guess? Oh, did we lose someone? We might have lost Ketrock. Hopefully he'll be back. I hear a lot of static in my ear. Ketrok's back. He's alive.
Okay.
We lost you for a moment there. All right, probes have been pulled. You didn't miss much. It just the massacre continues here. BlinkerBot is finally getting broken down. 51 army supply to 15. It's got +2 attack, which is unfortunate that it's got such good upgrades, such good economy, but just didn't have enough army to be able to hold this off. You know, it had everything really set up for a much better late game, but Harvester just came in and did some work. Oh, there we go. The static stuff. That's better. Sorry about that, everybody. Hopefully you didn't hear any static. But, yeah, it looks like Harvester's going to push in and take game 1.
Yeah.
So, I guess BlinkerBot was just too greedy?
Yeah. I mean, that first engagement just went so poorly for him. And the Harvester was doing a timing attack that he didn't know about. Yeah. He had no intention of taking a 3rd base or his 4th gas, so he just wanted to power on those gateways. And, yeah, that timing attack really worked out well for him. Even though he was behind, he was able to push the advantage while he had it. It'd be nice if BlinkerBot was able to somehow identify that he was behind and start throwing down some shield batteries. That can sometimes be enough to turn the tide of the battle, even when you're down on unit count.
Oh, for sure, especially with the new overcharge. Yeah. Well, and I love that he had the 2 Stargates as well. He was really set up for the late game, just couldn't quite get there. Harvester took a perfect timing attack, and game number 1 will go to him. All right.
Good game.
I guess do we have a replay? Replay. We do have a replay. Let's do it. Maybe. There it is. Yeah, and here we go again with the Blink Stalker Micro just absolutely everywhere. Can't even fit it on one screen.
Yeah.
Got to watch the mini-map.
Just splitting back in all directions. He only had 1 observer, so some of the DTs were able to get a ton of work done in this engagement. But, yeah, that's insane just to watch that.
Yeah, I guess that is where splitting apart can be a little bit of a detriment. Yeah, if you don't have enough observers or vision. There's a few, or even with disruptors, if a disruptor catches a juicy shot, then all of a sudden you're going to lose on one front. So a lot of different ways that could go, but it does look so powerful just being able to micro on all fronts like that. It's crazy. All right, game number 2 will be coming up in just a moment, everybody. Again, this is our second best of 3 of the night here, day 2 of ProBots. Big shout out to all the authors here hanging out in the chat. It's awesome to have you guys. And of course, Ketrok, one of our other new bot authors here. A lot of new blood. Hopefully I'll be able to get into it by next season or so. We'll see.
Yeah, love to see a bot for you on the ladder.
So what inspired you to make a bot? Was there a moment where you're just like, oh, that looks so cool? Or you just always liked making bots?
I wanted to get back into programming. I wanted to update my knowledge of Java because it's been a long time. And I play a lot of StarCraft II. So you put those 3 together and I'm making a StarCraft II AI bot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good reason for inspiration, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'm out of things to talk about. Entertain me, Ketrok. What do you got? 20 seconds.
It's still anyone's match. I don't suspect this will be an easy 2-0 for the Harvester. He just kind of hit a strong timing there, but BlinkerBot was definitely playing a really strong game. Ahead in the game, actually, in many ways.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a little bit of a turnaround. Let's find out as we go to game number 2.
Dr. Infees, the Harvester. Bernie's BlinkerBot.
All right. Where are we at now? Golden Wall LE. Another PvP here. I like how they just introduce themselves as well. Harvester, BlinkerBot. Go.
That's true. So this is one of these unique maps where the entire bottom of the map is kind of walled off. And I think it's inspired some bot authors to actually create a map-specific build. I'm not sure if either of these two are one of them, but yeah, it's kind of interesting to have a map so different than the others that bot authors are trying to take that into account.
Well, that's such a big part of normal StarCraft is building placement where you can put proxies, where you can rush, where you should defend. The map is a big part of it.
For bot authors, it's important to make sure your bot will perform decently on any map it's put on. So you don't want to get too specific with a map, but for tournament play and for a map that's unique, you might want to come up with something special. I'm sure at some point in this tournament, we'll see someone with a specialized golden wall.
So does the bot know going into the map, or does it realize after it gets into the map which map it's on?
Yeah, by the start of the game, it knows which map it's playing on.
Okay.
So it's just all whether something specific has been coded for that map or not.
Gotcha.
But for instance, last week we saw Antibot clearing out the mineral walls on 2 maps that he shouldn't have been doing it on. And I believe that's code he probably built for this map, because here if you clear out the mineral wall on your main base, you can expand along the bottom.
Okay. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now, actually. We were so confused as to why it was doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
That does shed a little bit of light there.
I'll take the advantage, because that's actually a pretty heavy hit on his early economy. Again, seeing pretty similar builds, except now we see a starport out of the Harvester, so a different opener from him. Twilight once again, and a single Adept out of BlinkerBot.
Oh yeah, quick Stargate. What is it? Oracles? I'm thinking Oracles.
Could be anything. Could be Phoenix. Could be Void Ray. They're all viable in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
Could even be really fast Tempest, because you know how strong Tempests are with bots.
Oh, for sure.
We'll
I haven't seen a lot of that yet. Yeah, we're still early on, though. Definitely a chance for it to come. Tier, I know Tier has that under its belt as one of its builds.
Yeah, just wait till you see a PVT. It's so strong in that matchup.
Ooh, all right. A little bit of a change here. Instead of Blink, it's going to be Glaives.
That is interesting.
Would you consider Adepts, is that a Blink ability? Even though it's it's a shade. Is it a form of Blink?
I would say no, but you could consider it a really long and a really slow blink.
Something like you're just. All right, well, I like Resonating Glaives in PvP a lot personally, especially if you can just get a couple Adepts into a mineral line. Oh, they can massacre a probe line so quickly.
Yeah, and especially if the Harvester is spending all of his gas on his Stargate units, he may be reliant on Zealots, and Zealots just get shredded by Adept Glaives.
God, yeah.
So do probes. So if he gets them in the mineral line, he'll be 2-shotting the probes, which is extremely strong.
Yeah, Void Rays can't really clean Adepts up super quickly. I guess once you get enough of them, you can, but for the first couple, 2, 3, it's just going to take so long to kill Adepts, I think.
Yeah, their charge up ability has no effect versus Adepts.
Yeah.
They will clean them up slowly. It's nice that they don't take any damage from Adepts, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Looks like he's maybe planning on a fast third. He does have an Adept hanging out in the area.
Yeah, we saw that last game. I wouldn't be surprised to see a quick third again. Oh, here we go, a little skirmish. They're going to try to shade up. The Stalkers are going to follow, though. Oh, nope, they break off and go back. So just one Adept will make it into the main. So
yeah, but if Blaze completes, he can still get quite a bit of worker kills here.
Oh, yeah.
I think he killed all the gas mining workers.
Not bad.
Shade? No, he died. So I got 4 worker kills and the Zealot.
So
cost efficient, at least.
For sure, especially if you can do it over and over again, even into the 5-minute mark, 10-minute mark. If you have Adept still going into your mineral line and killing probes, it's just so painful.
I believe his composition favors the Harvester. Glaive Adepts aren't really good versus Stalkers, and they're obviously not going to kill Void Rays. Meanwhile, the Void Rays are really good at killing the Stalkers of BlinkerBot. So
yeah,
hopefully he doesn't try to push in here. I'd like to see some more harass and maybe take a third.
Yeah, it's kind of all his army's really good for at this moment is the harass. Yeah, straight up engagement obviously is not going to go his way here. With those Void Rays charged up, the Stalkers just melt. So yeah, he's going to have to pull back, get a third base, hopefully get a little more Adept harass done, and then try to go into the later game like last match, I think. We'll see.
However, the charge up ability of the Void Rays, I wish I knew the name of it.
Prismatic Alignment.
Prismatic Alignment, thank you. It does slow the Void Rays now, which is basically a change which makes it very useless versus bots that can kite perfectly.
Is that a newer change? I thought that's been around for a while.
Not that new, but I mean, maybe a year ago.
I miss the.
It wasn't always
original. That way. Yeah, I miss the original Void Ray sometimes. So dirty. Here we go. Yeah, there's really not a lot to contest these voids. I'm really nervous for BlinkerBot. He hasn't even gotten a third yet, so it's not like he's being greedy.
Yeah, a bit of a flank, I guess, with the Stalkers, but I'm worried about the Void Rays taking out the Stalkers, and then what can BlinkerBot do?
He's pulling back, and the Voids are actually targeting the Adepts a lot, and, as I said earlier, it just takes a while for the Void to kill the Adept. So the Stalkers are actually going to be... Are they going to kill the Voids? No way. If the Voids had just targeted the Stalkers, they absolutely would have dominated, and then they could have cleaned up the Adepts. That's a lot of Adepts now, though. And now they're actually pretty good against Stalkers. Once you get like 5 times as many Adepts, yeah, they're okay against Stalkers, I think.
Yeah, but the big key there was that the Adepts were soaking up the damage from the Void Rays. So even though it was like 4 Void Rays versus 5 Stalkers, which would shred the Stalkers, the Void Rays were not shooting the Stalkers. So BlinkerBot was able to hold on, and now has quite a big, large army lead.
The sentries of the sky, as it were. Their little tickle beams. Yeah, no, this is... Honestly, I don't know who to give the advantage to. BlinkerBot has the bigger army, but I really like Harvester's composition. Again, if the Adepts, or I'm sorry, the Voids can just target the Stalkers, not the Adepts, then the fight's just going to go one-handedly in his favor here. But as it is, BlinkerBot's expanding, getting more and more. I guess if he just has too much, he'll be able to just steamroll over Harvester.
Yeah, this game certainly is not over, but it looks like we may have our first third game. It's looking like BlinkerBot, about any way you can measure, is ahead in this game. Not so far ahead that he's guaranteed the victory, but he's in a really good spot, taking his third, much larger army supply, and does have a Stalker count now that can deal with a handful of Void Rays.
Yeah, look at the mineral count there. I wonder if something went wrong in the build order, if a third was supposed to come down or something, because that's just a lot of money in the bank right now.
Oh, that's true. Minerals and gas.
Yeah. So I wonder if something clogged up the works. Here we go. BlinkerBot is going to push across with its superior army supply, but will it be able to take out the Voids? The Stalkers are taking the brunt of the Voids.
Yeah, they are able to blink back and keep themselves alive, but it looks like the Void Rays are now focusing them somewhat.
A little bit better.
Yeah, a little better.
As the Adepts go up, turn around, Voids. Fight the Stalkers. Do your job. All right. Yeah, actually, I think the Stalkers are going to be able to break through here.
Yeah, this composition just favors the Harvester too much.
Yeah, 1 Void is all that remains, but it looks like it's enough to scare BlinkerBot back home. Evens out the army supply as well. That's actually huge. Yeah.
It looked like Harvester's game, then it looked like BlinkerBot's game, and now it looks like Harvester's game again.
Yeah, it was just like with you and Antibot. It just was going. It felt like Antibot's game for so long, and then you're like all of a sudden kicking Antibot's butt. It's like, what is going on?
There's just no good targets for these Glaive Adepts that he invested so much into. They're not good versus Stalkers, and that's the only ground unit that Harvester has.
They bought a little bit of time, but that's about all they're doing, really. Here we go. Another big fight on the high ground. The one Void Ray above is going to be able to start zapping now. Actually, it gets targeted down here. Is BlinkerBot going to be able to blink his way into a hold? Oh, another Void. I didn't even see that one. It's so low on health. It does go down.
Yeah, this is going to finish pretty even.
Oh, he does.
Surprisingly, I guess was kind of a win for BlinkerBot. It looked initially that concave that Harvester had at the top of the ramp, plus the high ground vision advantage. I thought he was going to walk over him in that fight, but yeah, really good blink micro out of BlinkerBot, living up to his name.
Ooh, I'm starting to get worried about this bank. The Harvester does not look like it's expanding or have any intention to, and it's just building up more and more and more income that it just can't spend. It doesn't have the production.
Yeah, that's so strange to have so much banked and to have not expanded. Yeah. It's probably one of those builds that were just like coded up to a certain point, and then that's that.
Either it works or it don't.
But it wasn't like it was a 2-base all-in either, because he didn't really add on a bunch of gateways either.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess if you're not going to expand, then this bank will come in handy. You'll keep him relevant longer.
Yeah, he's going to run
out of money to spend, I guess.
And armies are very even right now, so this could be the moment. It's focused on the base, though. It needs to group up its army, actually, because Harvester's just getting a few Stalkers picked off. But that's all it might take for BlinkerBot to be able to push through. Void Ray gets targeted down. Another Void Ray comes in with the prismatic alignment, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Once again, BlinkerBot should hold.
Well, another very close fight. That Nexus is soaking up some damage again, though.
Oh, yeah.
You think placing the Nexus in the middle of the fight's a bad idea, but it kind of turned out well there. Distracted about 4 of the Stalkers out of the Harvester.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think just the economy advantage of BlinkerBot's going to take over.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. 3 base, 4, trying to get to the 4th base, but yeah, just against the 2 base of Harvester, that is not going to change. Yeah, I think BlinkerBot's going to be able to take this.
I think, like, it'd be nice to get a view of the Harvester's main base, but I think he might only be on like 2 gateways and 1 starport of production, which
Just
is so
2
little
gateways?
for 2 base and so little for this point in the game.
Well, explains the bank. All right, one more big fight here. The Void Ray is going to do its best. It's just one final Void Ray, though. And as the Stalkers melt, that'll leave the Void Ray as a big juicy... Oh, hello, Tempest. Wanted to join the party. All right, sure. Get in here. All right, that should do it. Nice. We're going to our first ace match of ProBots Season 2. That is exciting. And that's cool because that means either bot could take this and move on to the next round. It is, so do you think this was a little bit more map dependent, or I think really it just playing into Harvester not taking another base, that was probably the biggest factor, but
Yeah, I mean, it was another really close fight like game 1, but something happened with the build out of the Harvester where just wasn't expanding, wasn't building production, wasn't spending its money, and you can't do that and expect to win games. It did not happen in game 1, so hopefully he'll not choose this build next time because this one seems to need a little bit of work.
Yep, 2 gateways. You were right. That ain't gonna cut it.
Maybe a bug. Maybe it was hitting some sort of glitch in its production ability.
Yeah, very possible. Still, very good skirmishes there. I really love the Blink Stalker Micro. The Voids added a nice little bit of, intrigue there for a little bit. They almost worked out in a couple of the fights, but just not quite in the end. So, all right, match 3 coming up. What is your prediction here? Who's gonna have the better Blinker build here?
Oh man, I don't know. It was kind of fun to see right at the end there. He was transitioning into a Sky Toss, so it'd be nice to see a long game where it's a little more competitive and see how that works out.
Yeah, maybe both bots get up to 3-4 bases or something.
I think if I had to pick one, I still gotta stick with the Harvester though. I don't know. Both 2 very strong bots.
All right, well, we'll have that match up in just a moment. Everybody, thank you again for being here. If you're just tuning in, one more time, be sure to hit that like button. Really helps us out on our new YouTube platform here. We are going to be doing all of our content for ESChamp here on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you can get notifications as well. And if you want to become a YouTube supporter, you can get some cool perks. We also really encourage the Crown Club membership. You get some even better perks there, so definitely check that out as well. We're doing some new stuff in the Discord. You can come take a little behind the scenes look at what's going on during the show and kind of listen in, so it's pretty cool. Hopefully get more people involved in the scene here. I love how quickly it seems the bot making scene is growing. Again, how many bots were on the AI ladder? 50-ish?
Yeah, I mean, they move on and off of the ladder, but it's usually right in the range of 50, between 47 and 55, somewhere in there.
That's awesome. Well, it's a great place to start if you want to make a bot as well. It's ai-arena.net, I believe. Somebody will type it in chat there for me, I'm sure. But yeah, to go check it out. This is all these bots here today and all the ones in our ProBot Season 2 qualified through the AI ladder. So definitely go give that a little look. Really cool bot scene going on there. But we're ready for game number 3, and we're going to be hopping into this ace match to decide who is moving on right now.
Dr. Infees, the Harvester. Bernie's BlinkerBot.
Okay, Nightshade LE for our final map. Our first best of 3 ace match between these two. Very cool. Very evenly matched by the looks of it. Now, I forgot to check. Both these bots are in Python, right? Or did we go over that? Yeah, we went over that.
They are in Python, and they are the reason that Python bots exist, because BlinkerBot's author is Bernie, who maintains the Python API, and the Harvester's author is Infi, who made the Sharpie framework, which is built on the Python. So
That's awesome.
A lot of the Python bots have these two authors to thank.
The granddaddies of Python bots here. That's cool. Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't be able to get into bot making if it wasn't for stuff like that. I definitely do not have the know-how to do a lot of the stuff that these guys do behind the scenes. Very impressive stuff. But here we go into Nightshade. An early base out of Blink. I think that is the quickest Nexus that it's taken so far, right?
Yeah, Nexus before Cybercore, very risky, and it is going to get scouted by the Harvester. We'll have to see if the Harvester can somehow recognize that and maybe go on the offense here, switch up his plan, or not. We'll have to see. I'm not sure how safe that is in PvP, actually, even for like human play.
It's dangerous.
I know it's
as hell,
extremely dangerous versus Terran. Yeah,
It's,
pretty quick second gas as well. Interesting.
Because you can just a lot of counters to it. You just build up a big army and do a big push, and your opponent just won't have the same amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Assuming you hit at the right time. But yeah, here we go. Robo Bay, very early Robo facility out of Harvester.
Yeah, so that's 3 completely different openers out of the Harvester. We had a Twilight opener, a Stargate opener, and now a Robo opener. And this is the advantage of the Harvester, I think. The reason he chose this bot over his Sharpen Edge bot is just, it's so much easier for him to establish new builds with it.
Okay. Now, is that more of a race thing, Zerg versus Protoss, or why is this one so much easier to do that with?
Yeah, I think it's more of just a really well-designed and well-coded bot.
Gotcha. Just the bot itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Twilight Council coming down for BlinkerBot yet again. So we might see. We saw a couple different things out of BlinkerBot too. So this could be a totally different build. We could see DTs again. We could see any number of things. I love it when the bots can do so many different things, because it really does add that almost human-like feel to it. Is it going to do something different? Will it adapt? Will it change? But nope, just going to be resonating glaives once again. Hey, it worked out last game. Oh, and update. Can we get an updated score as well there? It is tied 1-1 for anybody curious if you didn't know. This is our third match here. Get that score updated for you. Mortals on the way. I think Immortals are just the king in PvP, personally.
Yeah, and another unit that Glaive Adepts are not going to be helpful against.
Nope.
So if the Harvester doesn't decide to bank all the money he's mining, it's looking pretty good for him once again in terms of compositions.
Yeah, you can get lucky with the Adepts and maybe catch an Immortal off by itself a little bit or surround. But yeah, in general, the Resonating Glaives just aren't going to be good against things like Immortals, Void Rays last game, stuff like that. Stalkers usually, just not so good against them. I'd like to see more little Adept hit squads. We only saw the one Mineral Line harass, I think, in game 1 with the few Adepts, or was that game 2? But yeah, just not a lot of Adept harass, despite going so many Adepts.
So BlinkerBot is adding on a bunch of gateways, and I'm really glad to see that. It looked like he might have been trying to establish a third, which I think would be committing suicide, because the Harvester is on 1 base still. So we know that there's going to be a big attack coming, maybe with 3 Immortals, maybe with 4.
Yeah.
But BlinkerBot's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Oh, is he doing it? I think I see a probe on the minimap going, yep, there it is. A third base does get plopped down. Ooh, let's see if it is indeed going to be his demise here. Oh, God, the Immortals are going to be so good against this. BlinkerBot's just not going to have an army to deal with this.
Yeah, and he lost both of his Adepts before they could blink or shade into the main base. If they shade into the main base, it might have brought back the army of the Harvester, and he really needs to do some sort of distraction, because he cannot fight this army.
Yeah. Well, and this is the first one-base play we've seen out of Harvester, so definitely not expecting it. I'm not sure if BlinkerBot's... Is BlinkerBot one of the ones, do you know, that can react and change its build a little bit, or...
I mean, I'm sure he's got a... He knows the composition of his opponent right now. He knows that his is much smaller. What his reaction will be, I don't know. I mean, you can't do much besides just build units and maybe shield batteries, but I don't think he builds shield batteries, so...
Nope.
Build as many units as you can and pray, and unfortunately I don't think that will be a winning strategy.
Harvester with a powerful one-base build with those 3 Immortals just pushing across the map is definitely going to punish any greedy bot, really, but especially in this scenario.
Yep. And
Absolutely
there
gonna
goes the
steamroll.
economic advantage of BlinkerBot as well, as it charges to its death.
Not just the advantage, but the economy itself is now going to be gone. Ugh. Well done, Harvester. You will be moving on to our next round. BlinkerBot's going to be going down into the lower bracket. Yeah, I don't think we know who's facing who yet in the lower bracket, but we'll get there eventually.
So the question is, was that just a one-base build out of the Harvester, or is it because he saw the Nexus before Cybercore, they decided, okay, I'm going to one-base all in this guy?
Let's ask
Either
the
way,
chat.
it was
he should be here.
it was a raffle stomp there.
Yeah, very powerful build there. Immortals kicking ass. All right, that was our second best of three. We do have two more best of threes before the night is over, and some very good ones coming up. So make sure you stay tuned here, everybody. We are going to be hopping to a quick little break before we go into our next two matches. So before we do that, make sure you check out our forum. We've got an awesome little forum where you can stay up to date with what's going on here on ESChamp. We've also got our Crown Club membership where you can get some awesome new perks. You can listen in behind the scenes on Discord and things like that. And you can also just become a YouTube sub. Also supports ESChamp and future seasons of ProBots. You get some cool perks there as well, as we are now fully on YouTube. It's good stuff. So be sure again to hit the like button down on the bottom, subscribe to get notifications. And we've got, I believe, one more member shout out before we go to break as well. Big shout out to the Crown Club members. Let's go ahead and roll it. Thank you so much, Conrad Gold, for your support. And again, to all the Crown Club members. So yeah, definitely check out all those links I was just talking about down below in the description if you are watching the VOD. So thank you guys for being here. We're going to be back after just a quick little 5-minute break with two more best of threes here on day 2 of ProBots in 2020. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody, to day 2 of ProBots season 2 here of 2020. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't yet checked out our forum, please do so. You can get all the links in the descriptions below. You can also become a Crown Club member. Best way to support ESChamp and future seasons of ProBots. And yeah, we've got some awesome matches coming up. 2 more best of threes on the way. We've got a TVP coming up next. OneBaseBC versus MadAI. So a new bot versus a returning bot. And then ThreeWayLover versus Strelok will be coming up after that. But before we hop into that, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our matches here. So again, TVP coming up. OneBaseBC, I think we might be able to infer what that bot is going to do. Against MadAI. We've seen MadAI do some cool stuff in previous seasons. I'm trying to think exactly what it's known for. I think it does a little bit better in the early game. Its weakness is long macro games. So against a one base bot, that actually might be okay. We'll see. And yeah, ThreeWayLover versus Strelok. I'm excited for that one. I think ThreeWayLover is going to do really good this season. That will be, again, another TVP. So 2 more TVPs to finish things off tonight. Yeah, let's go and take a look at our full bracket as well. We've got 16 bots fighting it out. Again, these bots all qualified through the AI Arena ladder. This was the first official season over there. And the top 16 bots from that came over here to ProBots. So we've got some fun stuff going on. We had our first best of 3 go to an ace match in our new double elimination format this season. How do you think this is working out for, especially from the bot author side? I saw some discussion as to whether the double elimination versus the round robin was better. Which is better for you?
I think it's more exciting, the double elimination. I'm already really worked up for next week to see all these undefeated bots going up against each other and who can keep the undefeated record going.
All right. Yeah, I definitely does think it adds a little something different, I think, for sure. A little more of that normal tournament hype feel. Very cool stuff. All right, so in our next match, OneBaseBC versus MadAI. Again, OneBaseBC, a new bot. We can probably infer what's going to happen there. Who do you think's going to take this here? Are you going to root for your your fellow Terran, or?
Yeah, I was going to, and then I realized it's not BenBot.BC, it's OneBot.BC, which is a different bot than the one I was talking about before. Yeah, OneBot.BC or OneBaseBC has a, he lives up to his name. He does what he says he's going to do. MadAI, he had like a run in the ladder at one point where he was just beating everyone. He jumped up to number 2, I think, on the ladder.
Oh, wow.
So he's got some really cool cheese builds there. I think I got to go with MadAI for this one.
All right.
But it all depends if he can hold battlecruisers in his base right at the start of the game or not.
Well, yeah, just reading on the notes, we don't have a lot on it, but apparently the bot's special trait uses a neural network to decide the build order. So is that just a matter of scouting and reacting, kind of, or is there a little bit more that goes into that? Do you know?
I should know this. I think he chooses the build based on previous history with his opponent. I think there is one bot, I can't remember which one though, that based on what he scouts will start to make the decision on what build he's going to choose.
All right, well, let's see what build. Let's see what build this bot chooses as we go into game number 1 here.
Madman's MadAI. Theo's OneBaseBC.
Yeah, sometimes I like these simpler bots. Yeah, he's just going to do some BCs. You don't have to overthink it, overanalyze it. Either they're going to kick the Protoss's butt, or they won't.
There's a possibility of some cheese coming out here, unless this is a pylon scout, which is abnormally early. I'm not sure what this early probe is about here.
Yeah, maybe he's just scouting.
Okay.
This
early
no,
scout.
he seems to be very fixated on this one. Oh, okay, he's just like... Yeah, just scouting. Oh, that's right. Especially if you use a bot that does really rely on some scouting information to decide its build, then it makes sense that you would send out a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah, I suppose. You have time though. I mean, as long as you arrive before the Reaper pops out, you can usually get all the information you need.
Oh, he's sealed in.
Yep. That probe is not going to survive forever.
He's like, oh, he wants out so bad. Oh, teased him. Oh, you want out? No, just kidding. Slams the door in his face.
That depot is going to be playing ping pong with the probe for a little while. At least until that Marine or Reaper pops out. Marine it is.
It's great, and I love that it doesn't detract at all. Like if you were to do this in a normal game, you would just lose so much time doing that. You're supposed to be focused on other stuff. But oh, here we go. Rush, defend, build order chosen. What does that mean? Oh, so he's going to defend a rush. Okay.
Yeah, and that seems like the right thing to do against someone who's going to be going one base battlecruiser.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the Marine's going to pop out and kill this probe. The probe will see the Stargate, or I'm sorry, Starport on the way before it dies off. Oh, it's still hanging out.
Yeah, and the Marine I don't know where the Marine went. Well, it's hanging out at there's 2 Marines at the orbital, so the probe gets to survive a little bit longer. Perhaps get to see the fusion core, or the tech lab at least.
Okay, cannon stalkers. He's got a forge, I guess, just for the cannons. I would love to see, +1 blink stalkers up to +2 blink stalkers against a OneBaseBC build could be very, very good at holding it.
I think the BCs would hit before blink would exist, so I don't mind that not being there.
It almost looked like the probe got crushed by the... That was cool.
Smash.
Anyway, sorry, you don't think it's going to hit before that?
I think battlecruisers get out before blink.
Oh, before blink,
if I recall correctly. I'm not sure exactly when OneBaseBC decides to jump. If it's on 2 battlecruisers or 3 or 1. Maybe he waits for Yamato. Maybe he doesn't.
We'll find out.
So I love that. Yeah, staying on 1 base and he's being defensive, which is nice. But the defense is kind of centralized around his ramp. which has me a little worried because I don't think the battlecruisers are going to care about the ramp. They're going to care about that mineral line, which is much more open.
Do you think maybe MadAI was anticipating Hellions or something because of the factory, maybe, or just some kind of earlier pressure from the ground?
I don't. It might be as simple as, hey, my opponent's on one base, let me just do my generic defense. You know, this is what I do against any sort of one base attack. Could be something like that.
Interesting. DT Shrine on the way. Usually against Terran, it's not so good, but against a one-base Terran that's using its mules up, could be very good.
Yeah, and like I'm not sure how complex OneBaseBC is. There is a possibility that one DT could win the entire game, so it might be a nice comeback mechanic if it does end up dying to these battlecruisers.
Yeah, just as long as you keep one DT and a probe alive somewhere.
So the Phoenix Scout is confirming that it's still a one-base attack. He's getting into the main. I'm not sure. No, he didn't see anything new there. He didn't get to see the fusion core.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, so he still doesn't really know about the BCs. Do you think it would build more stalkers if it knew? Oh, did it come in? I don't know if it saw that BC pop out. I think it timed out before it could.
Charge.
Yeah, charge isn't what you want.
Oh, but the DTs are actually going to hit before the BCs.
Yeah, it looks like he's waiting for at least two. You know, we got the one BC out. Maybe he's just going to wait for Yamato and then blink over. But actually, he's going to want that BC at home if he can detect. So there's no turret.
Yeah,
and
he does
I don't
have enough
think
for a scan. Oh, no, he just called down a mule. I saw the shadow.
Well, that should be about it then. Let's see what these BTs can do. Yeah, there's going to be no detection for so long. I mean, I guess he could build a Raven, but
he's got the wall. He can lift that. So that buys some time. I'm not even sure if he has code to scan or not. The thing is, though, if he blinks across the map with the second BC here, he has a chance in the base trade.
For sure.
Especially if he's going to be able to scan the DTs.
Might be what this devolves into, is just a dirty base trade.
Yeah,
there we go, two BCs. Here we go. It's going to be so funny. Four stalkers, 2 sentries, and a couple cannons.
They're moving into cannon range.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, he's got to take down the cannons, but yeah, not all at once like this. Oh, the BCs are going to go down, I think. With that Guardian Shield, too, actually helping out a lot. And that's it.
Yeah,
MadAI's done it.
Well, let's see. Third BC on the way. I was really hoping he'd stick with the mineral line, and then if he lost health, like, retreat. But he got sucked into those cannons.
What are those DTs doing? I guess they're going to let the new guy do all the work here.
It's smart to keep them split up, you know? You keep one in the base, and then when it gets scanned, then you bring the next one in. And then when that
that's
scanned,
actually very smart. Yeah, I didn't
Don't want to lose them all to one scan, that's for sure.
That's a really good point. Oh, the Stalkers come and kill any chance of scan, and there it is, GG. MadAI will take game number 1 with the beautiful DT transition. Just what he needed. Well, anyhow, even if he didn't have the DTs there, he still held the battlecruisers just so easily. They, like you said, went into the cannon range, and it was just all downhill from there. Unfortunately for those BCs, but it could work out. We'll see if it works out in game number 2. We'll see if maybe a scan gets saved or something.
Yeah. Maybe even just a different map where the ramp is further away from his jump-in zone.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So what are some good additions to this build that you can think of? Maybe just add a Raven after the first 2 BCs to cover stuff like that, or just maybe build some turrets as part of the normal build? Yeah, we see.
Yeah, these are all smart ideas. I believe OneBaseBC is mostly determined to make his strategy work. So that starport is for BCs only, you know, nothing else allowed.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, then definitely in that case, I'd say a defensive turret just to scan for the DTs. You know, we see that a lot in pro play. If they're not sure, they think maybe a DT is coming out. Sometimes you just got to plop a turret down to be safe.
Yeah, and MadAI has many different builds. There's a very good chance we will not be seeing DTs again. A little unfortunate on the orbital timing too. Maybe he does scan versus DTs, but we just didn't get to find out because he muled right before they arrived. So if he's a little more lucky on the timing of the DTs arriving, he might be able to scan and kill them.
We'll see. Well, and it definitely
for game 2.
I'd say it puts the pressure way more on OneBaseBC to get damage done as well, just because it is just going to stick on one base for so long. You know, if our Protoss is allowed to get up to 2-3 bases, definitely nothing that it's going to be able to do against that. So I'd say it's in his. The ball is in OneBaseBC's court for sure. Well, we'll find out in game number 2. We'll be coming up in about 30 seconds here. While we wait, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our forum, check out our Crown Club membership, and also be sure to hit that like button down below, the little thumbs up, and subscribe for notifications when we go live in the future, because we're going to be doing this every week for the next 6 weeks or so, 7 weeks, including the finals or something. But yeah, definitely come back every single week, same time, same place, here on ProBots, or here on ESChamp with ProBots. And yeah, let's dive into game number 2. I'm ready. Take it away.
Madman's Mad AI. Theo's OneBaseBC.
Okay, we are here on Eternal Empire. Catch Rock back? Are you back?
Yeah, well, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
That's
So you
another
there.
pylon scout out of MadAI.
Likes to know what's going on.
There
Gotta
is a
be
cannon
cannon
rush
intel.
in MadAI's repertoire. I know that much for sure.
Ooh.
So,
Dirty cannon rusher. Okay. Well,
but
we'll
that is
see.
a gateway on the way. So, unfortunately, it's
No
not meant
cannons
to
this
be.
time. Yeah. Hey, it's a good strategy. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more bots try that, honestly. Or are there some bots on the ladder that do that more that I just don't know about? Or
Yeah, Sharpened Edge does it, which probably means the Harvester does as well.
Mhm.
Their Alert does it.
oh, okay.
There's
We
a
saw
few of
alert
them.
last season.
There's a random bot that does it.
All right, well, factory on the way, so we're going to be seeing those BCs. This time the probe gets blocked out of the base instead of in the base. So I don't think that's going to change a whole lot. You know, it's still able to poke up there and see
Well,
what's going on.
That could change a whole lot, right? Because the whole, rush defense chosen was based on what he was scouting. And this time he's not getting the same information as he did in the first game.
I thought he said, didn't he say it when he saw the factory? Maybe it was a little bit later. Oh, here we go. Rush. Yep, same defense. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I guess he still gets all the information because he walled off with the factory.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the tell here. So, yeah, Forge on the way. We're going to see cannons yet again. So, unless the BCs find a little bit better avenue of attack, not going to work out. I do like this for the BCs, though. The cannons are going to be way on the left side more so. So, if the BCs kind of stick to the right bottom side of the base, they're going to be able to get a lot more done this time around.
That ramp is still pretty close to the Nexus, though. Maybe on another map he would have had a better advantage here, but I'm afraid he's might get sucked into the cannons once more.
Very big possibility for sure. Ooh, they're really going in the top left corner. That's a shield battery about to finish up too. So, and we'll see how many cannons he builds. Just one at the time being, what is that? Twilight Council. Okay, so yeah, same build. No little tweak. So it looks like he just has each build is going to be very specific. It looks like, not a whole lot of variation. Do you know if MadAI does, based on later scouting, kind of change up its, one base defense or whatever?
I think he's pretty set for the strategy chosen at the beginning of the game. He
Okay.
probably has some deviations within each strategy based on what happens throughout the game, but I would assume that when he's going, one base defense, that he always goes DTs. And it's pretty smart build. I mean, if your partner is all-inning you, what you do is just hold the all-in and then just put something out there to kill him, in which case DT is a good choice.
Yeah, it worked great last time. So, and there it is. Dark Shrine on the way. There's the first BC on the way as well. So yeah, when we see those two BCs, we'll see them jump across. And as long as MadAI keeps all the stalkers at home and doesn't do anything early aggression-wise, it should be totally fine. And yeah, I think we're going to see pretty much the exact same thing as last game as far as engagement.
He did build those cannons about as far away from the Nexus as he could. Like,
That's what I'm
he
saying.
put them right up by the top of the ramp there. So there's some hope here.
For sure.
If the DTs don't get in and he has scan energy, maybe, you know, he gets his 3rd and 4th and 5th BC out, and maybe that would change the tide.
Oh yeah, if you had 4 or 5 BCs against just a 1-base MadAI, yeah, it's going to do a lot more, for sure.
I'm not convinced this will be a repetition of game 1, although it looks like it could be heading that direction.
It really bunkers up. I mean, it's smart. If you're just going to stay on 1 base, might as well defend it well. So I do like that, and especially against a bot like we saw WorthlessBot, you know, the early lane pressure. Having that defense is just going to be perfect for stuff like that. So it's smart. I like that little touch to this build. And there we go. The DT squad. All 3 of them.
Warping in as far away from the opponent's face as possible. Right in the back of my main.
Builds dramatic tension as they walk across the map. You know, they got to get hyped up. All right, so second BC's on the way. Yamato will be done for both of those. Oh, there's a 3rd bunker coming down. Oh, up in the main there. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think he just spends his leftover minerals on marines and then builds bunkers to contain them all.
Makes sense.
Oh man, these bots are like, they're so identical in the way they do their builds, but from game to game, that he just spent his mule energy at the exact same point right before the DTs arrive.
No.
If only he messed up his timings like humans do.
One perfect example, I remember you saying earlier, they can see the DTs even though they can't see them. We saw the gate close just in time there to at least block the DTs out for a little bit. But yeah, they're going to be able to tear through this now. And yeah, it's looking a little deja vu-y here.
Yeah, so let's see if the BCs get dragged into the cannons or not.
Oh, did they jump? They jumped!
They jumped, yeah, they're over there. You can see the flashing on the mini-map, and it looks like they're moving north. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, if they get in range of the cannons, they're definitely going to be in a world of hurt here. There we go. Yeah, one's about to go down. There's less stalkers here, though, this time around. But I think it's going to be just enough to kill this BC off.
Yeah, close.
A little bit closer, for sure.
You got the batteries and the cannon.
Yeah, I don't think there was as many cannons this time. I think it was just the 1, right? Or maybe 2.
Yeah, I don't know if he floats away any of his command centers or anything, but there's a chance he might get another BC across the map, which can do a lot of work. Although that, no, actually, if he doesn't repair that starport, it's going down. This could be all.
Not look like any repair is implemented here. DTs, what a good build against OneBaseBC. Who'd have thought that?
Yeah, just Spartan General versus 1-base builds. Just defend and send DTs across the map. Good way to get a nice quick victory against Cheese. You can use that yourself on your Battle.net.
For sure. All right. Well done out of MadAI here. Able to identify what was going on. Able to throw forward the proper defense there, essentially. So some good scouting, some good reactions, and all in all is going to be moving on to the next round to go up against, we don't know yet because we've got one more best of 3 coming up. It will go up against ThreeWayLover or Strelok. One of these 2 bots coming up in our next match. I don't think we don't have any replays right from that last one. I do think
that was the replay, wasn't it, of game 1?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I did a little bit better there in the end, but just not enough to pull through. I would love to see that against something like WorthlessBot or just a different bot. I think that OneBaseBC build's going to do really, really well. Well, that's probably why it made it into the round of 16. Had to do something well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these bots that are kind of one-dimensional and cheesy but qualify for this tournament, it means they're taking out all those lower bots in the in the ladder of 50 bots. They're taking them out. They're taking out the mid-range bots. But once you're facing a top 5, top 10 bot like MadAI, that's where the limits hit for these little cheesy 1-base plays.
Indeed. All right, so again, one more best of 3 coming up here. We've got one more PvT, ThreeWayLover versus Strelok. Now, ThreeWayLover's been around for a while, and I believe Strelok was was last season, if I recall correctly. Both these bots are coded in Python as well, or I'm sorry, Python. Freudian slip there. I do play Protoss, yes. But yeah, let's take a look at our final matches here. I think, again, ThreeWayLover is just going to do so well. I love the little sneaky thing it does with its third, kind of its signature almost at this point, how it takes its natural at its third base location. Depending on the map, of course, can be a really good strategy. It just keeps that base hidden for longer sometimes.
Yeah, it is clever. I mean, tonight we've seen Jensiiibot and MadAI decide to turtle on one base because they didn't see an expansion.
Yeah.
So if they did that versus ThreeWayLover, they'd find themselves down a base.
Absolutely. All right, and again, whoever wins this final best of 3 will be going up against MadAI, and we've already figured out Jensiiibot versus TheHarvester coming up next week. So yeah, next week will be our round of 8 on the upper bracket, I believe, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think we're gonna finish the whole upper bracket and then go to the lower bracket, but we'll verify that at some point in the future here.
Yeah, it is double elimination, so all these bots that have lost are still in it. They can come back and win the whole thing.
It's possible. Yeah, I'd love to see WorthlessBot make a cool turnaround. Lower bracket is next week. Okay, so we are going to be doing the lower bracket next week instead of the round of 8 there. Save that for another day. So yeah, again, definitely tune in. We do this every single week, 7:30 Eastern. Tune in here on YouTube on ESChamp. And be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button as well to get notified when we go live. All right, and I believe we're ready with our next best of 3. Let's go ahead and dive into that.
Yamabushi's ThreeWayLover. Yamabushi's ThreeWayLover.
Our little bot is confused there. We do have Strelok in the top left and ThreeWayLover in the bottom right.
ThreeWayLover's avatar was so good we had to show it twice.
Yeah, ThreeWayLover always puts on a good show here. I'm expecting nothing less. But yeah, we saw some really cool stuff out of Strelok last season as well. A lot of marine heavy play, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he has tremendous micro with his units. His builds are very simplistic, like Proxy Reaper, Proxy Marine, Proxy Cyclone, something along those lines.
As you can see here.
But his control with those units are so strong. I'm hoping he goes Reaper here. I could see it doing pretty well against ThreeWayLover.
Yeah,
ThreeWayLover, I believe, goes straight into Stalker, which is probably nice, but he doesn't scout much. You notice there is no scout coming from ThreeWayLover, so he has no idea that he's facing a proxy at this moment.
He's going to find it when he tries to take his natural in the third base location where there's currently 4 barracks going up.
Well, is that the third or is that the fourth?
I think there's a 4th one queued there, right? Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is the fourth base. Fourth base location.
People,
yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought that was more for Zerg and stuff. Don't you want to? Oh, maybe not. No, I guess they do go north.
Yeah. Play style.
I do actually. Yeah. Now that you say, I think ThreeWayLover is going to go more north. That seems like the more not in the direct path for a third base. So, and that's kind of his thing.
So with 4 barracks and no gas, this is definitely not Reapers. We're going to see some Marine spam. I wonder how he does it, how many Marines he waits for, whether he pulls workers or not. Maybe even tries to set up a bunker inside of ThreeWayLover's base.
I think he's going to wait for about 8 Marines and then go.
Stalker is on the way.
Oh, what is it? What are you doing, ThreeWayLover? Are we sure we got the right bot? Taking a natural in his natural? No. This is not ThreeWayLover. I refuse to believe it. All right, there we go. 5, 6, 7, 8 are queued up. Oh, he's going to go on 6. Okay, that was close.
Ooh, this could be tough for Strelok. He's almost certainly going to get the Nexus cancel. But going into a Stalker with 2 shield batteries, even though it's just 1 Stalker at the moment, is going to be pretty difficult.
For sure. Now, yeah, imagine if that Nexus was up in that third base location. You could easily let it finish, probably get some money out of it, as long as the Stalker doesn't die, but the Stalker goes down with a little bit of clumsy micro there.
Yeah, the shield battery was done, but he was kiting away from the Marines, and it didn't work out well for him. Now this probe is draining shield batteries. That's not good at all.
He's like, I got this guy.
Yeah, like I said, really nice micro out of Strelok. He just stutter set forward with the Stalker and was able to stay with it, finish it off.
Yeah, just pounced on it. All right, well, I think we're going to have a really quick game number 1 here. Just a very aggressive build out of Strelok, and this just blindsided ThreeWayLover completely.
I thought it was looking good with ThreeWayLover. The Nexus was distracting him. He had a Stalker on the high ground with a shield battery, a second shield battery, and a second Stalker on the way. It just seemed like it was just going to use those shield batteries to dust all these Marines, but not the case. If that first Stalker goes down, that's over. That's the first Stalker is so important.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is unfortunate that it just felt like it was tripping up on itself a little bit. Couldn't decide if it wanted to run, and then trying to get the perfect range, I guess, to take a shot, but it does end up going down, and with it, Strelok's going to take game number 1. All right. I like it. I love the bots that do the early cheese. I think it's so cool, and it's really good if the opposing bot can hold it. It's impressive. It's something that every bot eventually, I think, needs to be able to learn to deal with, is that really early cheesy pressure, to be able to hold it and then move on to a later game phase. I think ThreeWayLover can do it for sure.
Yeah, ThreeWayLover is certainly a bot that puts a lot of emphasis on his history versus other bots. So I think we might see a different change up to the build here. I'm not even sure if he needs a change to the build, honestly. Like, that build could hold if things played out a little bit differently.
Yeah.
ThreeWayLover is certainly not out of this. And I know Strelok has different builds as well. I've certainly seen Mass Reaper and Mass Cyclone out of him.
Okay. Well, let's see what we got. We'll be hopping into game number 2 very soon, is all I see. So, yeah, while we wait for that to load up. There we go. Yeah, we got a little replay here for you. A little micro action. Yeah, you can kind of see here where the Stalker starts to trip over itself. Yeah, I think
Watch
it's
the shield battery
the wall.
finishes, and then he's just outside of range when it finishes.
Oh, well, and I think I thought it was just trying to decide how far it got stuck on that little wall where it kind of goes down. I think. If you watch again, it's like oh no, we don't get to see it. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
Unfortunate micro does cost it the game there. Yeah. All right, so we're going to be moving on to match number 2 here. See if ThreeWayLover can bring it back. Again, be sure to hit that like button down below if you're just joining us. Thank you so much for tuning in to ESChamp. This is our final best of 3 here tonight. Again, we do this every single week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube, so definitely tune back in to see our lower bracket next week. We'll be diving into that. All right, without further ado, game number 2 coming at you.
Yamabushi's ThreeWayLover. Armageddon's Strelok.
Look what's making its way across the map again. It's an SCV. All right, so proxy 4 racks. Well, we'll see how many SCVs come after this.
Yeah, I suspect he needs to send it out soon if he's going to continue with the same build. Yeah, here it comes now.
Yep.
And no gas being taken, so I believe we are going to see the same strategy out of Strelok.
All right, well, let's see what ThreeWayLover does differently then, I guess. It's really going to be on ThreeWayLover to either hold this or, again, just get blindsided by it completely. It's going to be rough. I like this map a lot better for the Stalker in regards to kiting, so I think it's going to be a little bit better, but we'll see.
Yeah, he certainly got unlucky in multiple ways last time, just getting kind of caught on the edge of the base when he was trying to kite backwards, being just outside the shield battery range. I'm actually not convinced that if things go exactly the same as last time, that ThreeWayLover doesn't win this time.
Yeah, I like the high ground position a little bit better too, shooting down on the ramp. You can have Stalkers kind of on that right side, hitting things as they run in, especially if the Marines just, move into that area. They're going to be right up against the wall there. So the Stalkers might be able to get a few free pot shots off. We'll see.
They move faster than Marines, and they outrange Marines. So
in theory, they should never, ever lose to Marines.
Well, you still take hits when you stop to shoot, but it still makes it a really nice kiting unit.
Oh, for sure. All right, well, the Marine production has begun. Once we see 6, we will see the attack commence. Already got one. So
Is
yeah,
that the magic number?
That way, yep, I think so. Oh, all right. So the Nexus will buy a little bit more time, but ultimately it will not stand. I think it'll get canceled again. One stalker on the way. I think once he gets, if he can get to 2 stalkers, I think the ThreeWayLover can do it. If he has 2 stalkers kiting this, I think he's going to be able to push it back.
Yeah, if it's the same as last game, he's going to be going for at least 2 batteries and at least 2 stalkers. So if all of that survives, that's a pretty solid thing to have at the top of the wall.
Oh, he doesn't start a second stalker right away, though. Just a little bit of downtime on the gateway. He's going to stick with the 1 stalker for now. You have 2 shield batteries about to finish up, like you said. Oh, needs to be careful here.
I like how the Nexus doing a really good job of distracting.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it really is. Those first 6 Marines just completely went to the other side. I'm going to pull a couple more down while the stalker starts to pick off 1 or 2 stragglers.
Yeah, 2 free kills. Still no second stalker, though. He does have 2 shield batteries, but 1 stalker is not very much at this point in the game.
Oh, here we go. The Marines caught on. They wised up, and they're going to move into the main here. The shield battery, again, out of range for the stalker to benefit from it, but the second stalker that pops out will be able to benefit from those 2 shield batteries, I think. Even a probe soaking up some hits. Here we go. This is the moment. 2 stalkers. Can they do it? I believe. Oh, I want to say that one's really...
So he can bring in a 3rd stalker as well if he wishes.
That one is really cornered in the bottom left, but the shield battery has bought so much time. It will get gunned down finally as the shield batteries run out of energy. Oh, there might just be too many stalkers, or too many Marines still.
The batteries are done. He's trying to rebuild with probes that are just dying. This 1 stalker might end up getting like 3 or 4 more kills, but it's not going to be much. I think there's a shield battery up in the north to help protect that stalker. I don't see anything coming from the starport that can help save this game.
No. Yeah, I mean, the starport does finish this time, so it's already gotten into a much later phase of this, and again, the economy hasn't been hit too bad, but 1 stalker and a dream just might not be enough here.
Oh, it has, though, because all these failed attempts to rebuild batteries means he has no probes left.
Like lemmings. Oh my god. Oh, he's got a couple shots. I didn't see those 2 up in the top right. So the stalker will be able to, again, survive for a long time, but yeah, ThreeWayLover isn't going to be able to build another worker. He's only got 2 probes left. I think they're both down on the natural. Oh, but they're going to come up to try to build shield batteries and die. Oh my god.
Strelok did not pull workers, which means he can build non-stop from all 4 barracks.
Oh, he's got, of course, that Marine is body blocking the stalker. Poor thing. They're bullying that poor stalker so hard. Oh, that is going to be it. Well, I must have jinxed ThreeWayLover with my prediction. I'm sorry, Yamabushi. It's my bad. Woo, Proxy Marines. Good unit. There it is.
Very nice.
Strelok, moving on. We'll be going up against MadAI in the next round. But again, we are going to be doing our lower bracket next week. So definitely be sure to tune back in for that. Some awesome games tonight. Really cool stuff. I do think the Harvester BlinkerBot was probably my favorite series, just with all the stalker micro, the back and forth, how it did go to game 3, our first game 3 there.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 bots that are both easily deserving of being in the winner's bracket. I suspect BlinkerBot will make a nice run through the loser's bracket. He is a very strong bot.
For sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at that bracket one more time tonight before we wrap things up here. Again, we've got 16 bots duking it out, and we have got our first round complete. We have our 8 bots that will be moving on to the round of 8 in the upper bracket there. Micro Machine versus Tier, Ketrock versus Spiny, Jensiiibot versus TheHarvester, and MadAI versus Strelok. And then, of course, all the other bots, Snowbot, Kagamine, Antibot, Spud, WorthlessBot, BlinkerBot, OneBaseBC, and ThreeWayLover now will be fighting it out in that lower bracket, which we'll have a graphic of next week, because that is what we're going to be covering next week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube's. Definitely check it out. All right, that's awesome stuff. Yeah, we got one more replay here tonight, and then we're going to do one more Crown Club shout out as well. Let's go ahead and take a little look here. Yeah, you can see how this definitely got into a little bit later of a phase, but the shield batteries, just once they ran out of energy, the stalkers got cornered and the Marines just kept coming.
Yeah, I think he just needed to keep that stalker production going, and maybe he had a chance. He built one and then just left the barracks idle, or the gateway idle, for a little while.
Yeah, definitely.
But nice battery setup. I like how you built a little backup pad of shield batteries once the ramp was no longer a safe spot.
Yeah, if you'd had like even one more stalker, really could have done a lot for that with all those shield batteries for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, awesome games today. We look forward to next week to covering the lower bracket. Ketrock, you'll be in a couple more. So you've got a couple weeks to prepare, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't actually know that. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And yeah, all
I
these
can definitely use it.
Awesome. Yeah, all these bot authors are allowed to update their bot from week to week. So we can kind of see some evolution as our season goes on here. It's really cool. Kind of watch, little changes, little tweaks to the builds and things like that. So very cool. All right, we're gonna call it that. Again, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button down on the bottom there. You can get all the links as well in the description below to become a Crown Club member and to join our YouTube. And yeah, we've got one more shout out as well for our Crown Club. Let's go ahead and roll that. Two shout outs in one night. We really like you tonight, Conrad. But no, seriously, shout out to Conrad and to all of the Crown Club members. Thank you all for your continued support. It does go a long way to supporting ProBots and other content that we put up on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. Check out our YouTube well, you're on YouTube. It's easy to check it out. But check out all the stuff. You can get emotes, you can get cool sub badges, all that jazz. And yeah, that's it. We're going to see you guys hopefully next week. Again, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on ESChamp. And we'll see you back for more ProBots then. Have a good night, everyone.
See you, Owen.